I'm Siti Nur Hajarul Bajunid, also known as Hajarul Bajunid. I'm an educator, pianist and composer. The album of Lurajahaysah is like a dream come true. I've been longing to have this album since years back ago. It's quite some time. Produce an album is very costly. One fine day, I was looking at from the website, and there's funding from KKM, Kementerian Komunikasi dan Multimedia, also from Cendana. First thought that I have on that day was like, am I eligible to apply? Because as we know, aware that to apply that kind of funding is usually for the popular music, for the mainstream. I'm thinking like, am I eligible, or am I able to get the grant or the funding or the fund at that time? So basically, keep on thinking and say, why don't I just give it a try and give it a go? So I did, share my luck, and then I just give it a go and see how it goes. And I applied both KKM and also Cendana. And Alhamdulillah, surprisingly and thankfully, I managed to get both. Feel very blessed and thankful to the Cendana and KKM for the opportunity that has been given to me. The first thing that I did was the recording process. I have the compilation of the compositions, the one that I wrote, and also some from Rizal Tony as well. And I have complete scores for me to able to play and to record on an album. Begin to find a place where to perform. First of all, is the piano itself. It's not an easy decision to do, because to find a good piano for a recording is another thing. A friend of mine, which is Rozhan, he owned an RMP Production. And surprisingly, he have a Steinway, and I feel very glad to hear it. And he said, why don't come over and record at his place? I went to his place for the first time, of course, along with the sound engineer, Bijan. And then the first thing I saw was the piano. I don't care about the around, the studio and everything. All I know is that, oh, there's a piano, a baby grand piano, and I straight away went to the piano. And I sat on the piano, on the bench, and start to play. And the sound is very, very good, very nice, and very beautiful sound, because it's Steinway. You know, everyone knows that Steinway is a very expensive and very good sound. And I said to myself, this is it, this is the piano. So the first thing that when I reached there, Bijan and Rozhan told me that get yourself comfortable, play around, and warm up, and then play as much as you can, get around, adapt the piano and the environment as well. So they gave me time to play the piano without rushing and without saying, when I thought the first thing is like, okay, you go straight away, rehearse for a while, and you just start to record it. But no, the process is like, they want me to adapt the environment and the piano as well.
I'm happy, at the same time nervous, because it's not about expectation, because it is part of it, expectation, but you just wait, whatever it is. Because whatever it is, you still have to do it. So buat atas dasar, this is not because you terpaksa buat, buat sebab you memang nak buat. So it's two different thing.
And while I'm rehearsing, Bijan and Rosa came and fixed the mic. For the first time ever, which is my first experience, I saw this one big mic, one long big mic, and another one, and they place it in few places, the piano, down the piano, on the top, and then inside the piano. And then I was like, is it going to interrupt my playing? And they said, no, it won't. So they really fix it well. Because, and I asked them, why do we need this kind of too many microphones? And they said, because they want it to capture the piano in different angle. So they come up from the sound from here, from the top, from down, from here, underneath and everything. So I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. But when they said, don't worry, it won't disturb your playing. And I did ask Bijan, how much is the mic and everything? And he said, oh, it's very costly, very, very expensive. And he said, the reason why he suggested that this place, especially RMP Production, is because Rosan owns this special microphone, and it's worth it.
Akak pakai punya klik je lah for your guide. Ini beli punya klik ni.
The next process that what we went through was Rosan came to me and asked this question. He said, may I know what kind of pianistic style that you are going to play for your album, so that he will know that what can he do with the setting, with the sound setting and everything. So since that all of us, I think all of us, the music production, Rozhan, Bijan, and also the musician as well, all of us have music background, and they all qualified and they all went to study music. And actually it's an easy process for us to communicate because we understand and also we use the musical terms and the music language, and it's much more easier and it makes the process much more easier and smooth. So when he asked me about the question, what is my reference, I told him that the composition that I did mostly a mixture of a little bit of Chopin style, a bit of Rachmaninoff, and a little bit of like a Mozart style, and also at the contemporary a bit of Turkish, Eastern, and it's a mixture of all those genres. And he said, okay, I understand. So it's much more easier. He knows what to do.
I need to dekat RMP Productions to record Siti punya piano album. 5 lagu hari ni.
So, and then the next one that he asked, do you have scores, music scores? I said, yes, I do. So, and he said, oh, that's a great thing to have, because as a sound engineer, it's easier for them to refer the score as well, because whatever we play, they are able to read a score, because yes, they learn and they know how to read scores. And if any mistakes, or if there are any corrections that I need to do or need to repeat and everything, they will let me know, and also they know where to mark and where to put some marking on the scores, and also at their screen as well for their recording. So, and they say this is much more easier based on their experience with other customers, their clients, and they said that when they don't have scores, the process is longer, and with the scores it's much more easier, so that they know where to start, where to begin, where to record, where to stop, where to pause. So it's an easy process and a very smooth process. When I begin to record the first piece, the first song, I have the anxiety as well to begin, because this is my first experience. That moment was like, how can I play it without any mistakes at all? We are human. Of course, it's different how you play, how you perform, and how to record. When I keep thinking to avoid, how can I not to play any mistakes? It's really hunting me. And the first thing when Bijan, the producer, told me that, can you relax yourself, not to think too much, and you just play the song. So, and then he gave me that encouragement, and I said, okay, I'll try again. And I began to play it before the start recording, and I have to rehearse again, second time and third time, and I said, okay, I'm ready to play.
lagu ni macam every bar ada, so mungkin kau ada multi-band. Kalau satu dua.
It changed me, and it's more how shall I say it? It's more free to play without thinking too much of making mistakes or to play this, to think too much. You just play the music, and I did it. And there goes to the next song, and to another song, and to another song. The piece title is Extemporize, another word of improvisation. It's from the album. And this piece, well, actually my plan is I want to have everyone to improvise. It's very interesting because it is a combination of Western classical, jazz, Eastern, and also the Malaysian rebana. So we have this, my idea was that time to have this different genre of music genres but combined in a piece of music. And the first thing that when I told them about the idea of it, what I want them to do is to remain their music genre. Don't get confused or don't get mixed around with other people's genre. And they said that this is hard to do because they need to remain their genre and with the structure that I already give to them. What I did, I write like a composition. It's like a framework to the musicians. I didn't give them the scores earlier. I just print it out and I said to them, okay, we will start to do this just before we begin to record. So of course the first impression from the musician was like, so are you seriously, like I have to read, they have to like sight read it on the spot, and we have a discussion before we start before the recording. And when I give them the scores, I say, okay, here is the scores, and we begin to discuss. Now, because of my craziness about combining all this music genre, and I explained to them that all I want to do is we play together, we remain our genre, but how can we make it sound, how can we create the sound not too complicated, but easy listening, and remain the structure, the one that I wrote. And they said, that's hard, and that's very hard. I said, okay, we give it a try. It is like an experimental piece for me and for them as well. Without rehearsal, without practice earlier, we begin to discuss, and I say, okay, who is going to take the melody, who is going to take the filler or the counterpoint part, and who is going to remain, because we need to have the beat, we need to remain the accompaniment as well. And the first thing is between Gambus and the jazz guitar. So the first thing that we said that, okay, why don't we at first I decided to have Gambus. But when we think about the texture of the gambus at that time, why didn't we said we start with the jazz guitar first to play the melody. So the introduction will be from the piano, which I play the piano part. It's like the opening before the melody. And the next one will be the melody, which is played by the jazz guitar. And the second time, the gambus will take over. And the next one, we begin to improvise. We take turns, one by one. I felt great on that time because I told them that why don't we just play, don't think about it, and have fun with it. Have fun with the instruments. And we begin to explore. Of course, all of us have anxiety because we as a musician, we want it to be perfect. We want it to play it well. We want it to be good, and we started to have to grow from the beginning till towards the end of the song, and then it turned out very, very good, and we all happy, and it feels so great because the thing that I planned to have each one of them to improvise they really make it happen. To have this kind of great music and great players, I invited a few of my colleagues, friends, shall I say, and also my ex-students as well. I invited Rizal Tony to play the jazz guitar part. And I invited Dollah Gambus, al-Linggi, to play the gambus. Oly, he's a percussionist, once my student, and now we're playing together. He plays the rebana. And I remember that time when he came, he said that what am I going to play? I said, you just play the rebana. Of course, he brought his rebana. He doesn't know who's playing, who's what, who are the musicians. And a minute when he saw all of us playing, me, Rizal Tony, and also Dollah, he was like, am I going to play with all of them? And I said, yes. And he felt honored, of course, and he, with all the sweat coming out, it's fun, but it's just great to have all of us to play for the piece. This is one of the most difficult song. It's not difficult, but to me it's difficult in terms of how am I going to convey the message through the song. Because in Lurajahaysah, it has this variety of mood changes. It's not long, the change is not too long, but in between few minutes or few seconds, the mood changes from soothing, calm, and dramatic. What I'm going to do for that piece, it's very challenging and it's very hard because I want to remain the sound of from the introduction to the middle part, which is the dramatic part, and towards the end is back to calmness and soothing. So the mood changes. It's really hard for me to interpret at that time. I need to feel the music. You know, when you do the recording, it's not one day for one recording. It's just few songs, few pieces in a day. And of course, each song that I wrote is different pieces, different mood. And towards the Lurajahaysah, it's like it's kind of having a different shot of mood that I'm trying to play. When Roseanne said, okay, you imagine this is like an epic adventure, everything. So I said, okay, I have the idea. And then we did, I think, few takes. And at last, I managed to do it. And it turned out great. It's tiring because you need to have a full focus for each song. Most of the intake for each song that I record was like the most, I think, four intakes. The least intake is only once with Dollah, where we only have one take. We had rehearsal before, we had practices before, and he's one of the kind. We have one intake, and we tried to do the second, third intake. It's not happening because the mood is gone. It's not there anymore. So we decided to have the first intake. The first take was the best for him and for the piano as well. And then it's crazy, but that turned out very, very nice and very awesome. Thank you to all musicians that involved with this album, to the music production team, and also to the video production team. The musicians are very, very awesome musicians. They are Rizal Tony, Dollah Gambus, al-Linggi, Oly, and the music production team, Bijan, Rozhan, and his team. And also to the video production, to Elham Syah, and also Fit. There will be 3 music videos. They are Reda, Lurajahaysah, and another one, Dunia. It will be releasing soon in digital platform. And I hope there's a message there that all of you can listen to it, and hopefully it will help to certain people to ease they're listening, and also from this funding as well, I hope there will be more to come so that we can give the opportunity to other musicians as well. And thank you.